When I woke the following morning, Susato was already gone. Outside the window, the rain came down in sheets, and so began an even longer day than the last, one that I would remember for the rest of my days. 17th April, 9:32 a.m., yada 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 yada. The Old Bailey. Oh, it's nice to be back here. For me, not Ryunosuke. Good morning, Gina. I'm determined to prove your innocence today. I'm sure we can do it. So where's your friend, then? You know, or in the fancy dress. Susato, or however you say it. I don't know. Miss Sato had to leave early this morning. She was already gone by the time I woke up. You alright with that? Yeah? Forget about me, if you like. Go and see her off. It's fine. It's not as though Mrs. Sato and I won't meet again. One day. Even so. But you, Gina. You only get one chance. This trial today is all we have. Good morning, you two. Ah, you brought... I forgot the cat's name. How you feeling, Ginny? Did you manage to sleep? Oh, Waghai, of course. Oh wait, it's Waghai! Iris, what you doing here? What do you mean? When a friend is in need, you show our support. Isn't that right, Waggy? Ah, Waggy! Great way to show your support, kitty. Yeah, sorry, the cat's not interested. Oh, that reminds me. I brought a paper, by the way, here. Now, would you like the good news or the bad news? Why not both? Oh, they're doing it for us. Nah, I'll always take the good news first. You might not love to hear the bad. Yes, that's the question always gives people with personalities. Let's not go there. Alright then, I'll give you the bad news first. A record amount of rain has fallen this morning. And the carriages all over the capital are struggling to move. The bad news was a weather report. So I hope that Suzy made her train to Dover, and that train isn't delayed on its way to the port. Gosh, yes. Alright then, so what's the good news? Well, the rain is forecast to subside this afternoon. So even if the train's late, it should be able to make it the time later. So you're implying that Susato may actually show up to the trial. Wonderful. Only all the good news canceled out the bad. And look, this trial has been made the headlines too. Pawnbroker perishes in pick purse plunder. So how you like it? Let them say what they want, if I care. Don't worry, Runa will show everyone that the headline is nonsense. And then, in tomorrow's papers, the headlines will be... Discarded diver is dauntless goo-gooder. Not entirely. More like true culprit exposed. Let's continue. I want to see more colors of blood. Good luck then, Runo. I'll do what I can. Obviously, I don't know what the law like Suzy does, but still. Oh god! That's a big gun! I'm not sure if that big thing is as comforting as you think it is, to be honest. Yeah, you shouldn't bring weapons into court. Oh yeah, Iris. Yeah, Jenny? Well, I was wondering, is all. About Sholmes. Did they fix him up alright? Yes. The operation was a great success. But Hurley still hasn't come around yet. Yeah. I've asked for a friend of mine at Scotland Yard to send a telegram as soon as he wakes up. I think we had some dramatic irony last time that he's alright. It all is down to me today, to prove that Gina's innocent. Mr. Gina Lestrade, counsel to the defense, the trial's about to begin. Make your way into the courtroom. It's time, then. Yes, let's go, Gina. Iris. Hey, lead the way, Runo. Poor Gina. She's trying to put on a brave face, but I can tell she's worried and scared. I have to believe in her from the start and finish. That's the weapon that will secure victory here. If I learn anything from my great friend, it's that. Oh. I guess there was no catch there. It's time for a trial. Wait, what? Mr. Garedub's one of the judges. Again. Well, I guess. Now I call upon the counsels from the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is ready. The defense is ready. And of course, Von Zykes has returned again, my lord. Remind me, how many years ago was it that you withdrew from the public prosecution service? It was some 5 years ago, my lord. Yes, and then 2 months ago you resurfaced somewhat unexpectedly, and here you are again today. Are there circumstances which the court should be aware that you have led the erratic behavior? I don't think in what one might describe as your firm lived 5 years in the past. You dealt exclusively in the matters cornered with the high elections. Yeah. Yet today you choose to try a simple case of burglary and murder. I confess I find more than a little befuddling, counsel. There are two types of person I cannot abide. Firstly, those wealthy scoundrels who hide behind the mask of philanthropy to cheat the public at large. He means Mr. McGill, who you defended against the Reaper 2 months ago. Yes, I just about managed to work that out. Thank you. Magnus McGill did. If I had known what monster he was, I would have never defended him. And secondly, even more loathsome, those willy scoundrels who masquerade as allies only to effect total betrayal in the final hour. In other words, the confident tricksters from the tiny far east, the Nepanese. Those willy scoundrels who masquerade as allies only to effect total betrayal in the final hour. In other words, the Nepanese. I think, yeah, he's referring to, yeah, them. I wonder what they're talking about. They'll have some words to say soon. Yeah, good point. Was he talking directly at him or all? Not sure where to go off that. A scathing explanation. Still, the judiciary welcomes the return of the so-called Reaper of the Bailey, feared by all London malefactors. Your lordship is all too kind. Now, jurors, the 6 of you have been selected at random to represent the will of the people in this trial. Yeah, seriously. What the heck? Only the third person is a character we haven't seen before. We have Mr. Garedub, the maid from the third trial. The third person who actually is new. Then we have the guy, the old man from the last trial in a doctor outfit. Then we have the fourth person from the third trial back again, and then we have that serial killer from the second case, formerly China from the British Army. And don't you know, chaps like me were born ready. Clean crockery, clean cutlery, and clean conscience. Lordship's smile is very appropriate here, I think. Everything will be stereoscopic in the future. Absolutely everything. And I'm ready for it. And the guy's doing the stereoscope again. Honestly, I can't... left it in here. It's not possible how I could have. One indispensable position. She's now using a light machine. Good day. I'm visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take the bus to Crystal Tower, please. Why is that guy here out of all places? Is something wrong, Bruno? Oh, not exactly. It's just... I'm fairly sure I recognize these jurors. Almost all of them, in fact. Yeah, heck yeah! Really? Funny coincidences like that do happen time to time, don't they? But it's quite strange. The jurors are chosen at random from London's 6 million inhabitants, you know? I've been led to believe. But something tells me I'm being duped. Yeah, I really don't think it's random at all. The court calls upon the prosecution to introduce the facts of the case. As you wish, my lord. Allow me to begin with a word of warning to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. In short, there has never been a more self-evident case of cold-blooded murder. The victim, Mr. Pop Windibank, proprietor of the pawn bike shop in Baker Street, was shot from behind and died instantly. prosecution presents the photographic print as the crime scene. As the court will observe, there is a single bullet wound just below the gentleman's left shoulder. And the pierced heart results in instant death. Or near instant death. Moving on to findings of Scotland Yard's coroner, the report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory. And what's that supposed to tell us? It means that it was shot from a certain angle, locked by someone significantly shorter in height than himself. Someone, like the accused, you might say. Oh. The prosecution wishes to present the autopsy report and the crime scene photograph as evidence, my lord. Indeed, as court accepts. Hand them to the belly, please. I now ask the court to turn its attention to this plan of the establishment where the incident had occurred. Oh, he has a lot of stuff. The proprietor was found in the storeroom where he kept articles pawned to him. In a windowless room, with a single point of entry, a door to the main shop was found locked. In this sealed chamber, there were only 2 persons present. The victim, Mr. Windibank, and the accused. It may further interest the court to know that when the accused was discovered at the scene, she had in her hand the gun that was used to fire the fatal bullet. Should we check the ballistic markings or such? Well, that's it then, isn't it? Nothing more to say. Isn't that grumpy little girl the pickpocket anyway? She's one of those filthy drabs I live in the slums in the East End. Oh well, it was only a matter of time before she got blood on her hands then. What are the jury's waiting for? The girl's guilty as hell. We can't just jump to conclusions here. We mustn't assume her guilt because of what she has to do to survive. Okay, we now have a hell ton of evidence. I first want to check some things. Anything sketchy on the back? There's a sensational story lower down on the front page as well. Look. Ministry Mole. Classified tickets have been leaked overseas from the Ministry of Justice. From a 10-year-old. Iris certainly has her finger on the pulse of world news. Secretly communications between the Great Britain and its allies. Apparently they're being intercepted by hostile nations. Communications are being intercepted, but how would someone do that? That's a question, isn't it? I've come up with 3 different possible methods so far. Are you looking for a new career, Bruno? No, of course not. I wonder. Perhaps this is what Lord Strongheart was talking about yesterday. Why Greg C. from Pillar. Alright. Anything else to report? Pawnbroker perishes and... Okay, Ha ha ha. No, she's not a hero. Let me get something right. Hey, she technically is a criminal. She just didn't commit the crime. I think those are the same. I suppose the back was what was important there. And nothing here yet. Okay, now we have the wine again. My learned Nepalese friend, it is you who mustn't jump to conclusions. The prosecution has barely begun presenting its case. Conveniently, this appalling act of murder not goes unobserved. There were witnesses. They were gracious. After their testimony, this girl's true nature will be exposed. Pitiful pig purse, or cold-hearted killer. Here's to establishing the truth. Yes. The court will take the floor plan and firearm in evidence. Head them to the bailiff, please, Lord Van Zykes. At once, my lord. Oh, we haven't got that as evidence yet. And the gun. We'll finally have those 2. I feel like there's a mood here that has turned very gloomy all of a sudden, you know. I don't care. We got more evidence, I want to look at them. Alright. just a magnifying glass here. Anything to report here? This is Mr. Windibank's gun. The cylinder is completely empty. Windibank always used to keep his gun to it. Yeah, but every single bolt loaded. I understand. To blow out his brains, not his heart. The one bolt was fired at night, and the poor man lost his life. Was he protecting his shop? I wonder. Trying to keep the article safe? There's Mr. Windibank's gun. I think that's because it has. Well, mood shift. Okay, can't find a lot of good evidence there. Let's begin. Let's bring forth the witnesses of the foul murder of Pop Windibank on 16th April of this year. Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court. My name is Skulkin, occupation is baddie. Professional baddie. My name's Ringo Skulkin, occupation's same as him. Vice Gregson, Scotland Yard Inspector. Okay, seriously. Those people are super sus. And they're actually in their late 20s. What? These are probably the people who shot Mr. Sholmes. That's right. We have what they call the three Skulkin Broovers. Nah. What are you looking at me that for? Don't let me in with you lot. Cord blimey, that's cold. Don't you know what we're going for? It's our older bruv. Lost contact with him, we have. We're going every day in the corner of capital. And then last night, we come across you. The very spit of bloke. Ain't that right, Ringo? It is, Nash. It is. It's the very spit of him. So we decided there would be what we was going to do. We was going to call ya Big Bruv Scully. Come on, leave it out, you two. Scully Skulkin. Hey, before we run out of chips. Well then, Inspector Scully Gregson. I beg your pardon, my lord, but the name's Tobias. What would you like to know, Inspector? Is what you're going to do? Seriously, Judge, don't be so succumbing. The Skulkin brother currently under arrest, my lord, on suspicion of theft. Thieves, are they? These three? No, my lord. Begging your pardon, but please don't let me in with this lot. 2 nights ago, these two brothers illegally entered the establishment with the intent of burgle. And in the course of their various activities, they became embroiled in a far more sinister crime. My job, what do you mean, says? What extraordinary coincidence! Indeed, my lord. While attempting to burglarize the pawnbrokery, they witnessed the proprietor's murder. Order! The various trespasses of these brothers are not the subject of today's proceedings, although they will naturally face trial in the very near future. With your lordship's permission, I'd like to remain the stand to keep these gentlemen on the straight and narrow. Of course, Inspector. Skeptical as I am about the caliber of these witnesses, I permit them to stand. Mr. Skulkin, you will now testify before the court. Describe the evidence of that night in question and what exactly you saw. Apply to. Cut Skulkin never Skulkin. Get out of it. He was walking down Baker Street in the small hours, and the gap store was ajar, you see? It was like some kind of sign, begging for us to go in, it was. Then once we go inside, it was boggling at me. We heard a gunshot from the back room. We went to see what was what, but the door was locked from the inside. We never done nothing, Ed Gummer. We never took nothing. We left after that, nice and quiet. That was a short testimony. Unless I happen to miscount. The door providing access to the storeroom from the main shop was indeed locked from the inside. And within, only the victim and the accused were found. I must say, it does appear to be an overwhelmingly simple case. Still, the defense may cross-examine the witnesses now, of course. Counsel, if you please. Counsel? Yes. What's the matter, Bruno? Sorry, I was just stunned for silence by the blatant lies being told by that pair in the stand. I know that's all nonsense, because I saw in my own eyes. Yeah. They had a gun with them, and they shot Herlock with it. Don't think we forgot about that. There are clearly two shady figures of distinguishedly different sizes there. Hold it! The front door of the Windibank was ajar, you say? What time of night was this? It must have been about 1. Right, Ringo? Yeah, I'd say so. Right, Skulky? How would I know? The place would have been shut out once in the morning, just like every other shop in town. Well, it was pitch black inside, it's true. Ain't that right, Ringo? I'm not so sure, Nosh. I seem to remember a little light burning inside. How about you, Scully? Sulky, my old mucker? Leave me alone. There definitely was a small lamp burning inside. That's what alerted us to the situation in the first place. And when these gentlemen ventured into the open establishment, the accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, already had the muzzle on her. Objection! That proves pure conjecture. Perhaps, but changes nothing. These brothers inadvertently wandered into the middle of the cold-blooded murder, simply because they found the door of the victim's... Yeah. Right, that's what happened. It's like some kind of sign. Thanks for going, it was. You know what? This may look frivolous, but it might not be. It had to go in. Well, God moves in mysterious ways, they say. Don't it, Ringo? They do, Nash, they do. It must have been some sort of province, I reckon. They weren't no win. I'm dead sure of that. They weren't, Nash. They weren't. Just like we said at the time. You don't just find doors open in the middle of the night like that. Nah, there's no two ways about it. That was a sign that our long-lost brother was inside. They're not very good liars, are they? Well, you can't deny it. They let us to bloke with just like a bruv. I said, cut it out! Those chips are getting in the chopping today. I was right about that being frivolous, but I couldn't resist the urge. Gunshot, you say? Just like at 1. Are you sure about that? Yep, just at 1. Just a 1, Gunvar, I can swear to that. It was, Nosh. It was. Ain't that right, bruv? The firearm used to belong to the victim himself. Yes, Mr. Windibank always used to leave his gun lying around the counter. When they examined it, they found the revolver split out of rounds. That makes sense. Mr. Windibank always used to say he only ever kept a single bullet loaded. That's true, I remember him saying that as well. So we can say with considerable certainty that only a single round was discharged from the firearm used as a murder weapon. Yes, my lord, we can. And I should remind the court that the firearm in question was discovered in the hand of the accused. Wonderful. Let's see what was what. Hold it! Do you mean the door between the main shop and the storeroom? My learned friend has having difficulty drafting it, Excluding the shop's entrance from the street, there is only one other door. That is the storeroom. Yeah, okay, we got that done. Of course, there was only a little lamp door. Not much to see by. The door was what? Wait. The door was in behind the curtain. When we arrived, the door was mostly obscured by the curtain. tell me, why exactly did you try to open that door? Eh? Any normal petty thief would run at the sound of a gunshot, I would think. Oh, well, you turn into a rabbit, Ringo. Well, Nash, yeah. I suppose you would have had say we ain't normal, eh? Broadly speaking, humans responded one or two ways to a gunshot or scream. The timid flee, gripped by fear, while courageous investigate and see if they might help. These gentlemen are the latter inclination, I learned from the Panay's friend. It seems to the former. Thank you, counsels. So I believe we all understand that the door was locked and could not be opened. Proceed, witnesses. We never done muffin, Governor. Never took nothing.
Hold it!
You didn't do or take anything? Is that your story? Well, it was Bedlam Sunaz, wasn't it? It was, Nash, because it was. We didn't even have time to pull me Dukes. So with no time to take your hands out of the pockets, just left, nice and quiet, you say? That's right, Governor. Nothing we hate more than violence. Yeah. We are, Nash. We are. Never even pulled Lucy Lockets. So, you clearly like us to believe. Eh? Come again? As you fled from the pawnbrokers that night, did you not run into anyone else? And did you not fire a gun at that person? Saints alive, they fired a gun, you say? Ah! Blimey, Governor! You ain't telling us it was you in the doorway. It was. Why the bleeding Nora? Didn't you mention that before? You were armed with a gun. And as you fled the scene, you fired that gun at London's greatest detective, Sherlock Sholmes! They shot a great Mr. Sholmes? I did hear that, actually. It was in a rumor he'd been rushed to the hospital. This great Sholmes, that's beyond pale! On the night in question, this pair were arrested by the police within minutes of the discovery of the crime scene. Their suspicion counted, rapidly gave them away. And when searched, a firearm was indeed found in their possession. Furthermore, the barrel shows signs of a shot having been fired from it. The prosecution invites his lordship to examine the firearm just recovered from these brothers. Yes, indeed. Remnants of powder in the muzzle. Engines they counsel. The court will hold this as a weapon as evidence. Now, my learned Nipponese friend. Wait, before you do. You know what? Let's continue what you have to say. Yes? Here she is successfully presenting the evidence. For yes, there are telltale signs of spent powder on this gun. A single bullet missing from the cylinder. The prosecution demands evidence that was fired at the scene of the crime. I'm scrutiny in this trial. Well, I don't need evidence. Because it was there.
Objection!
However, the rest of us in this courtroom were not. If the defense fails to provide evidence to support that of its rash claim, we shall have no choice but to toast you your incompetence and move on. Evidence that these two fired that gun before they left the Windibanks that night. The court demands that all claims affirmed with declared proof. What evidence shows that these witnesses unloaded the firearm in the pawnbroker's shop that night? I first want to check out the gun. So there's an ammunition still loaded in 5 of the revolver 6 cylinders, which tells us that only a single shot has been fired from it. Exactly. Well, it hit Hurley, in fact, isn't it? Yes, it happened almost as soon as we walked into the Windibank's door. I'll make those brothers pay. nothing else suspicious there. It won't let me present specific evidence, so...
Take that!
Yeah, the music's not stopping. So that's probably bad. What on earth have you there, Council? During the council of our investigations, we discovered a number of bloodstains. Not trusting the police to do the job they're trained to do. How are we getting nepinez of you? Well, anyway, we analyzed all the blood samples we found and record the results in these portfolio. And you claim to have the evidence the court demanding therein? Yes, my lord. No more dialing then, Council. Present the pertinent evidence at once. What do you have in your portfolio that proves these witnesses unload a firearm in the scene?
Take that!
What is that? Explain. It's a photographic print taken at the Windibank's pawnbroker on the day of the incident. From the scene of the crime, is it? Is that a bullet hole? And my eyes did not deceive me. There appears to be a bullet still lodged in there. Yes, as your lordship noticed, the bullet pierced Mr. Windibank's calendar. The date shown being the 16th of April, the very day of the pawnbroker's death. The incident occurred at 1 hour after midnight, but this indicates a separate shot had been fired sometime after the calendar had been set to the 16th. That's right. And while it isn't irrefutable, the defense believes there's credible evidence that the witness did fire a round from the gun from pawnbrokers last night. Nah! Order! How does this proposition stand, Lord Dykes? If that is the direction that my learned friend wishes to take, prosecution has no objection. What? But you'll forgive me for flailing my hallowed child aside the distinguished... Yes, on the night in question, these brothers entered a pawnbroker illegally. And like the bold baddies they claim to be, opened firearms on the new arrivals before fleeing back to the street. Take it easy there, Governor, but you're gonna land us in the soup. Yeah, we a deal. You ain't gonna give on to them. Details? Tell them, Sully. Tell the bloke straight. I have nothing to add. So he knew, didn't he? Van Zykes told me the testimony would almost certainly expose the extent of the crimes. It would seem now that I owe my learned Nepinese friend a word of gratitude. What do you mean? Well, I mean that you have helpfully confirmed an informed fact. To what fact do you refer, Lord Van Zykes? As has been established, at the point of their arrest, a single shot had been fired from the brother's gun. However, if that shot had been found in its target, Mr. Sholmes, then clearly these witnesses cannot be accused of the fatal shooting in the proprietor and the victim. In other words, these two men have no material connection to the murder of Mr. Windibank at all. So that's it? That's it. We didn't have nothing to do with it. We did, Nash. We didn't. That's what we reckon. Your crimes include unlawful entry, attempted steal and perjury, and, that's all I get, attempted murder. Quite catalog, eh? Fellas? We're in for it now, bruv. Now then, let us take a moment to consider the aforementioned great detective, Sherlock Sholmes. It would seem that the man patronized the pawnbroker's question is somewhat regularly. Where's he going with this? Mr. Sholmes appears to take the tinkering, the eccentric machinery. Eccentric? Says who? Not me. Don't give me that look. I saw a pair of machines like this in the victim's shop. Oh, that's one of Hurley's right-hand recorders. What's that, Counsel? It has the appearance of a photographic contraption. As your lordship has summarized, the camera attached to a small timing device. Every half an hour, it automatically photographs the interior of the establishment. The idea of that being the thief would break in the shop, he would be caught red-handed. Plus you can obtain the photographs taken by the device on the night of the question. court will observe copious identical prints are produced in quite a delusional story fashion. Rather prodigal, I may feel. In fact, there are 2 such devices in the victim's shop, my lord. I find for the court to the plan of where the premises, our respective positions are here. And here. You say these cameras produce a print every half hour. I'm afraid I fail to see. How would that help in the anticipated thief conducting his activities at one of the many 30-minute intervals? Only one can pray that would be criminal lingers, my lord. On the night in question, the witnesses currently in the stand were not caught on camera. Yeah, that's a bit of fire luck, Detective. Lay luck is a skull in. Witnesses, what time did your trespassing begin? Must have been just after 1. Right, bruv? Must have been Nash. It's a bin. Yeah, just gone 1. In that case, minutes before these brothers entered the establishment. What scene might we expect within the shop? Let's examine the evidence. Good lord! It's the defendant! What the hell? As the court can clearly see, the accused is pictured, gun in hand, facing the victim over the shop counter. No doubt, the proprietor opened the door to his storeroom. Quite! One only can intuitively imagine the events that unfolded. Go will take this photographic print as evidence. If you please, counsel. I don't believe it. Ginny. In short, the accused is the only person who possibly killed Mr. Windibank. I say, my lord. I wonder if I might pull a word on this point. Go ahead, Mr. Foreman. I took a volley bullet to the knee in my battle of my Maywad. 1888, don't you know? Decorated the raid for it, but forced to retire in service, sadly. Of course, a medal can never outshine the exploits of a chap like what's in the battlefield. Yes, Foreman, and... what exactly is your point? Carried from the battle after retirement, you see. The battle of the daily life, if you like. And here I am now, leading this small squadron. 6 men, all good and true. We all go down together. Mark my words, for one for all, well, now for one. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have reached agreement, haven't they? Is that what we understand? Well, Mr. Foreman, is that correct? In the manner of speaking, yes. It is Garrett Squadron's position, sir. What? No! It's too soon to make a judgment here. Staff supported courtman on the double. His lordship insists on promptitude at all times. That goes for making decisions, too. I think I find the truth clear as day now. Yeah. I can't actually remember. Situation clear. Stop. No room for doubt. Stop. Since truth is undeniable. Stop. I am very sorry for brothers. They are unlucky. Very well. I now call upon each member of the jury to state his or her learning from the matter. Now to your mouth to the court.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty!
Guilty.
It does indeed appear that the jury is unanimous, and it's leading already. That photograph must be the definitive evidence that Gregson mentioned. That he didn't shoot him? No, of course not. My lord, the defense wishes to assert the right to summation examination. Very well. The court grants permission. So, you refuse to admit defeat again. How unsurprising. We shall proceed immediately with the summation examination. Mr. Foreman, are you all members of the jury ready? Absolutely, sir. Absolutely, sir. That's what he meant to say. Very good. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have determined to be guilty. Alright, let's see what they have to say. All the evidence clearly points to the finger at the guild of young pickpocketer. As a housemaid, I should like to see all filthy eyesores promptly and rigorously eliminated. I think you'll find that if you look at the photograph in stereo, the truth will just pop out. I have left... There. I should think there'll be right now. Man made up. Stop. Global radio transmissions of vertical to follow. Stop. In Motherland, we never judge by clothes, judge by head. I'm convinced brothers are instinct. Circumstances of this crime and the evidence do indicate the defense rather compressively. A storeroom, locked from the inside, in which the victim and the accused were discovered alone. Yeah, Not to mention this print! From the chap who's in action from the battlefield, the young girl is on the verge of the volley trigger. Thanks a lot, Mr. Sholmes. Oh dear. Early cameras were supposed to help, not hinder. I'm afraid I think you have an uphill struggle against you. But Gina didn't shoot Mr. Windibank. Which means there's more to this situation than we've yet to see. Agreed. You have to floor it, Counsel. Polishing the bench, I see. Again. A maid's work is never done. Not a blemish must remain. What exactly do you mean by filthy eyesores? On my way to market towards Lordship, I have to pass through the East End. The place is full of beggars, prick pursers, and crossmen. Scum of the earth. A little harsh, perhaps? Let me be plain. If I were to up me, those black slums would be made spick and span or eradicated. At least we have people like the great detective, working on to achieve those important goals. That's right. I'd like to keep abreast of the exploits of the rats magazine between my duties. He does wonders cleaning up London streets. In my opinion, he should declare... Jeez. I don't think he's going to do that. It's really quite unforgivable. Go, scum, having audacity to shoot every... Minor detail. It was the two brothers in the stand who shot Mr. Holmes, not defendant. Minor detail indeed. They're all go scum. Well, it just might be an idea to get all our facts straight anyway. Yes, alright. I shall amend my statement. Those brothers are the scum of the earth. They should swing for shooting the great detective. I think you'll find if you look at the photograph in stereo, the truth will just pop out.
Hold it!
What do you mean, look at the photograph in the stereo? Sorry, what? Don't you know? Look at a photograph print normally. It looks as though the pickpocket girl is about to shoot the victim, obviously.
Objection!
But the indication the defendant fired the gun. What I'm saying is that if you look at the same print in stereo, it can reveal all sorts of new information. By any chance, are you a fan of stereoscopes? I think he clearly is. Oh, how'd you know? Let's call it a lucky guess. Never gets old, seeing two print merge before your eyes. It's extraordinary, it's captivating. It's high modernity. Of course. Oh, I think you'll find that stereoscopes it's here to stay. Giving us new perspectives we could only dream of before. It's the greatest invention the world has ever seen. If only could give me a new perspective on this case, I might argue with you. If I've left it in here there, I think I'll be repercussions by now.
Hold it!
What exactly have you been muttering about all this time, sir? You keep telling about having left something in somewhere, or you... Ah, so sorry. As you can probably tell, I'm a surgeon. A surgeon? That's totally passed me by. Of course, people conducting surgery in this country aren't considered to be doctors. Oh no. Even though me and my kind are the frontmost medical science, the real brains are in the field. So, what is it that you think you've left behind? Ah, well, that's a little embarrassing, to be honest. You see, I was operating on someone yesterday. Standard thing, went through his abdomen. But when I'd finished the procedure, I couldn't find my scalpel anywhere. What? Did he? Surely not. Exactly, sure not, you say to yourself, don't you? Boring, isn't it? That's what's been troubling me this whole time. Could I really have left my scalpel inside the fellow's belly? No, of course I couldn't. So, there you have it. Like I said, a little embarrassing, really. That's one way of putting it. The other is manslaughter. That's exactly my concern, and seeing as this case appears to be all but sewn up, I need to focus on trying to remember exactly what I've sewn up after. Now, I'm sure I made sure everything was back as it should be. Well, as sure as you can be without being sure. I'm sure you need to be more sure. I'm gonna stop.
Hold it!
Sorry, radio transmission? What do you mean? Are you from the Far East? Stop. Yes, from the Empire of Japan. All communication from the Far East nations will take place by mail. All rolling those but now we have the electric telegram, so you can send messages using electrical signals. Tens of miles of cables. Thousands of miles cable on the ocean bed? It makes my head hurt just thinking about it. You're well informed, young lady. Guys, transmission to the future. Stop. Let's just carry. Ah, God. What is she doing? Alright, Gaffy, stop. Diving technology revolution, stop. And people say inventions like the stereoscope are in the height of technology. Can't understand that. Really can't. They're just silly toys.
Excuse me!
He got triggered! Juror number 3, sorry to interrupt you when you're obviously fuming, but... What? Do you perhaps have something to say about your juror number 5's last remark? Is that good guess? Well, you bet I do! Say that again! Go on! I dare you! Goodness, are you talking to me? I think you just might be, yes. You think stereoscopes are just toys, do you? Huh? Absolutely. I mean, really. A machine uses photographs in 3 dimensions? Why on earth would you not just use your eyes to look at the world around you? It's all 3-dimensional. What a great way to appease the man. No, I'm sorry. Stereoscopes are of non-particular practice at all. You just don't know. Pardon? I think you'll find that viewing a photograph through a stereoscope can unlock all sorts of possibilities. I'm obviously going to have to demonstrate. What sort of possibilities? Well, take this crime scene for example. We have a pair of photographs from the crime scene that... Yeah, you could reveal hidden clues you never noticed before. What? Have you got any, Bruno? Any prints we could look at with stereoscope? How about this print here? It should do the trick, I think. I think I might be referring to this. Alright then, juror number 3. Are you saying you can do this with any 2 suitable photographic prints? Of course I can. Very well then. I'd like you to demonstrate. I'd be glad to. Just give one more print and I'll amaze you all. Ah, crap. I don't have the evidence.
Take that!
I still missed a mark. Sorry, what did you mean? One more print. Oh dear, oh dear. Don't you have these in Far East? You know how stereoscopics work? Bruno, what? You need 2 photographs for a stereoscope, remember? You know, one for the left eye and one for the right eye. Did I make a right answer doing that, or wrong? Oh yes. I remember now. But the print we have from the pawnbroker is just a normal photograph. Oh, no. I think you'll find that the clue is in the name. It's a stereoscope, not a monoscope. You always need 2 prints. Thanks for the friendly explanation. Hold Well, if we obtain another print at some point later in the trial, we can always show it to this young man then. Ahaha! I think you'll find that know-it-all expression is really starting to annoy me. Let's get things back on track, shall we, Council? That guy's getting pickpocket, Mr. Gyaradev. You're masking his landlord, Mr. Gyaradev, aren't you? You really have to stop meeting like this. You're that lawyer chap. Well, there's a turn up for the books. Yes, rather a turbulent time we had back then. Some extraordinary events took place at your house, that's for sure. It's like Mr. Sholmes and I were able to get to the bottom of it all. I think we did rather a lot for you, didn't we? I mean, obviously, I wouldn't be suggesting that therefore you should change your leaning to not guilty or anything. Can't be denied, I suppose. The curse of the Gyaradev house. We can talk to the town after the other this. I just moved out, and I couldn't get a bally fellow to take up the tendencies. Oh. I haven't had the heart to break the news to Joni yet. Not enough, the old girl's chopped up. Yes, can't be denied. You did do rather a lot. Not for us, that's for dash certain. I suppose not. Of course. There cannot be no suggestion of that being the reason I'm leaning towards guilty here, obviously. Obviously. But honestly, I really wish he'd pay more attention to the trial. I guess we can talk to the Russian serial killer then. Please tell me you're not Violent Borshvik. The Russian revolutionary. Revolutionary? Duh, I believe there is such rumor. I believe it's just a rumor. As you see, I have unfortunately appearance. Look like vicious criminal. Your words, not mine. Just want to point that out. People call me revolutionary, murderer, a coquette, autocrat, and what glove fits. Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I'd like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. Right. That didn't sound staged at all. He'll be treated like vicious criminal all the time. Very painful. People do not realize. I have much sympathies for brothers. People do not say criminals are only because of the law they look. The Skulkin brothers? Duh. Make people want inside Promberger stuff. They have done nothing wrong. That's what I want to say. The Skulkin brothers did nothing wrong at that night. Alright, well first of all, that's one not so little misunderstanding I'll need to clear up straight away. What is it, Reno? The jurors are chosen at random from the inhabitants of the London town, aren't they? Yes. It's amazing, isn't it? In that case, how is it that there's a Russian tourist sitting among them? I wish I knew. If I can't change the minds of more than half these, then the trial will be over. Yeah.
Objection!
Yeah. You two need to talk to each other's testimonies. Good lord. Counsel, explain yourself. Oh my, is my statement contradictory? Contradict. Con-T-O-N. Juror number 6, you've got the wrong end of the stick. I do not have stick. I have mouse. The Skulkin brothers from the scene of the night in question, they fired a shot from their revolver. Yes. They shot Mr. Holmes. Let me have him in. Surely you're not going to tell the court now that you didn't hear? Abdomen. ABD. Sir? Sorry, my English is still learning. You are telling the court you didn't hear. Forgive me, I did not hear. Ah, here it is, the word. Abdomen. Part of person's body containing stomach and other vital organs. It is what you mean. You should say it in plain English. I am Russian, not native speaker. Who thought it was a good idea? Ah! So, you are telling me that the brothers who look like criminals are lying? We said before, we never done anything. But the truth is, they shot detective. Duh. This is no double negative. Yes, that's exactly right. Lying is wrong, especially when lying is said by a person who looks like a criminal. Coming from you, this seems surprisingly prejudiced. This means, when they said, we never took nothing, they put a big all of that lie. That true? Well, according to the police report, no stolen goods were found, so... Enough! I trust no one now. It's not the mouse's fault, though. I see with my own eyes. I must investigate crime myself. I'm afraid that won't be possible. Yes, it is, Bruno. Oh, easily. Sorry? The prints of Hurley's red hand recorder. Ah, you compare the print pictures to... Yeah, you'll be able to see straight away if anything was taken or not. Coey, Mr. Prosecutor? Tut tut. Calling on the prosecution in the middle of an examination examiners at all times. The print showing the accused threatening the victim. It's this one. Following this, the victim and the accused moved into the storeroom. Meanwhile, the Skulkin brothers entered the shop. Somebody heard fail gunshot. We want to see a 130 picture. Sadly, none of these evidence were captured on film. There's the following print. This was taken after Hurley was shot then. That's what I can tell. Nothing has been taken. That seemed to be the case. Can't notice anything obviously missing. So, the brothers who look like criminals are only told only one lie. They shot man, but they didn't steal nothing. It would seem so, yes. Good. No, not good. You were right. I did not understand the situation. Now I know brothers have lied. I think it's very important to continue with trial. Yay! Well done, Bruno. Well, it's a start, I suppose. But there must be more than what these jurors are saying. I can... Hee. Thank you, counsel. Continue with the summation exam. And kindly hand the new photographic print to the belief as filed as evidence. Another print in the court record. I wonder if we can make use of that. I'm also convinced only one person not guilty.
Hold it!
Can I really show up new clues, though? You do unless you try. How about this print here?
Take that!
Alright then, juror number 3. Are you saying you can do this with any suitable photographic prints? Of course I can. Very well then. I'd like you to demonstrate. I'd be glad to. Give me one more photographic print and I'll amaze you all.
Take that!
Alright. These 2 prints are both taken with the same camera and Windibank's one in question. Yes, I see. Tell me, lawyer, do you know how stereographic images work? Do you understand the principle? Well, I think so. I did have a lesson only yesterday. The left and right images are needed to be the same, only with a slight shift in positions of the objects. Then, when your brain merges... I was aware that would be wrong. We needed to see the other images at 1 AM to show him. I know that. I wanted to see if we could get somewhere there. It's that small shift between certain objects in the 2 pictures that really is important. So, what happens if you use 2 photographs that are exactly the same then? No, obviously that wouldn't work at all. Not for seeing the scene 3-dimensionally anyway. Oh! Of course, now I see. Ah, I think the young girl has discovered a secret. I have. Can you uncross your eyes before you tell me? Have another look at these 2 pictures from Hurley's camera, Renault. Go on. Can you see that there's a really obvious difference between them? Oh yeah, they... Actually, I think they do look a little shifted. Yeah, nothing looks stolen, alright? Of course there is. There are 2 people in the first and no people in the second. Well, yes, you can see that straight away. But now, there's gonna be people in 3 dimensions. Alright. Give it a go. So to start with, you have to cross your eyes, and then try to make 2 pictures overlap exactly. I think what she's trying to say. Wait. Well, did you manage to see it properly, Reno? I'm just not very good at this. That's the trouble. Oh, don't worry. I have just a thing. It happened to bring this with me. Portable scope. I know I mentioned this yesterday, but if you had that contraption with you from the outset, you could have saved me starting with Mr. Windibank and Gina, like I hate them all that time. And if you remember, I said it in reply, it's more satisfying to be able to see them with your own eyes. Anyway, why don't you try using the up a little aid now? Here goes. Now, let's see what we've got. Wait, look at that! Ah! What's going on with these 2 pictures? Something's on. Someone jumped out at you. Nah. Yes. That's how you see. That's the other amazing power of stereoscopes. Other amazing power. There's something going on with it. Explain this. Black magic, eh? Why'd I do some sort of thing on the counter that seemed to jump out at you like that, I think you'll find that if you consider the basic principle of a stereoscope, you'll answer your own question. Basic principle. Stereoscope. As I said before, if you try to look at 2 identical, it won't work at all. It's a slight shift in the position, certain objects that lets you see the pictures 3-dimensionally. In other words, even though at the first glance, it seems the objects haven't moved at all, the balance between the 2 pictures, it shows actually there must have been a slight shift in their positions. Yes, there must have been. Hold the fire there, sir. Got reasonable grasp of this whole cross-eyed business now, I say. Why the devil does this shift between 2 prints exist in the first place? Well, what's the answer, fellow? Come on, you cross-eyed master. What, me? I haven't the first idea. You know, Bruno, it's quite simple. Yes, it is. The camera shifted. Just think through it step by step. The first photograph was taken at 1 AM. Then, 30 minutes later, 10 photograph taken. Position of some items on the counter appeared to have shifted slightly in the interval. That means that sometime in the half-hour interval, someone must have tampered with things on the counter. Zookers! Someone tampered? New information. Stop. Not mentioned in testimony so far. Stop. Yes. We've had to go around the circles a little here, it seems. But I'm starting to see what I should be aiming at in the summation examination now. Ladies and gentlemen, the question is now clear. We know that items on the countertop were moved. But by whom? Are you suggesting that you might know? Of course. I'll tell you right now who's responsible for the almost inexplicable shift in the items on the counter. Does it even matter who? I'm going to try the short one.
Take that!
It was the witness currently in the stand. Skulkin brothers. Wait. This does not agree with what brothers said in testimony before. They said they did not even take time to pull dukes from Lucky Lockets. My Facebook says dukes in meanings of hands. Lucky Lockets meaning pockets. But this, another lie? What are you saying? Yes, I'm afraid so. Wait a minute. You can't be sure of that. I quite agree. The accused is a common pig person. It's perfectly possible she went through the things on the desk to steal, I think. That's unlikely. And why exactly? As you can see from this photographic print, the defendant was pointing a gun at the victim. It seemed, as my learned friend indicated, that she was concerning with Mr. Windibank to open the storeroom door. In other words, Ms. Lestrade intersects within the storeroom, not the main shop, giving her no reason to touch anything in the counter. Which points one thing. The Skulkin brothers have admitted the key facts in their testimony. The accused is a pick purse, found in gutter trash. Walk any further for the wrongdoing here. Because there are Skulkin brothers are thieves, madam. No better, in fact worse, than a pick purse. I believe that these brothers were looking for something on the victim's counter that night. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, he will condemn the defendant on the grounds that she's a pickpocket, would not least be right to put her, and thoroughly her scrutinized testimony given to her by two thieves? Well said. For everyone, would like to hear more from that shady pair. He used his head. Literally. Can you all see it now? I think you'll find scary scopes are our playthings. Yeah. Oh, I agree. Stop. Well, it would seem that this trial has yet to run its course. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury have declared their interpretation. To learn from being for guilty, before learning for not guilty. Accordingly, the jury is without consent. This trial will continue. Well done. Oh, by the way, what? You should hold on to this, Runo. You never know what might come in useful. Twice in one trial would be unusual, surely, but alright. Lloyd and Dykes? You will instruct the witness that the court demands judicial testimony from them. Pop your shoe print from there and start looking at them. Look at that. It's totally changed shape. Yep, it's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah. Yep. This reminds me of what Hurley did back on the boat. Okay, there's nothing useful there. I'm sure it won't spoil the bouquet to do so, my lord. I've won myself another chance to probe the pair with their activities that night at least. And I won't stop probing them until I prove that Gina is innocent. And I assume this is also another wrap-up, then. Yep, I was right. I definitely was.